Hello YouTube, EddieBones13 back at you with another knife review. Actually, I'm going to call this an overview because this is actually a mail call I just received today, and I got to tell you, I am thoroughly excited about this piece. I know it's not a custom, but to me, this is the epitome of the kind of knives I like to collect. My style, everything. I love ZT as it is. I have quite a few ZT knives. But this one, when I seen it coming out this year, I knew I had to have this knife, and I'm so glad it's a larger one. I like the other, one of the other ZT models that's all titanium with the blue anodized hardware, but it's just a little too short for me. It's short and stubby, which is fine, but I have a larger hand, so I need something a little bigger, and this one just fills that role, and it is absolutely gorgeous knife. So, yeah, so let's get on with this overview. First, I just want to show you the box here, and this will kind of tell you what knife we're looking at here today. And most of you have already seen this knife, so I'm sure it's nothing new to you guys. But you got your regular ZT box here. Now, you know, I got to be honest with you, I'm getting a little, I guess, antsy for the fact that they keep shipping it in these same boxes. I would love to see a pouch come with these kind of knives, especially if you're spending $220 like I did on this knife. A nice pouch would be nice. Something along the lines of like the Riot pouch, you know, or something even along the lines as even the cheaper knives, Kaiser pouch with this huge zipper. So it really upsets me sort of that ZT hasn't jumped on the train with these pouches, and I understand that their quality makes up for it. So, you know, I'm not too disappointed. This box will do for now. But ZT, if you happen to stumble across this video, please, why don't you jump into a nice little pouch for our zipper case for some of these knives, especially some of these more high-priced ones like this one. It just would top it off. Okay, so what we're looking at here, obviously, is the 0095 Blackwash BW for Blackwash KVT ball bearing flipper, S35 VN steel, all titanium, and like I said, Blackwash. So here's the box. We can kind of get rid of this, and a real beast. I love that slogan because this knife is a beast. It may not be the most beastly of the ZT knives I own or that are out there, but it is a beast, and we'll get into that. But so let's get rid of this box for now, and let's get on with this knife. As I like to do some really good close-up shots of this beautiful, beautiful knife. As I'm talking about the specifications, and then I'll go into my overall opinion, okay? And then maybe we'll do a little bit of details about this knife, okay? That a lot of you have probably already heard, but let's do a couple close-ups of this, okay? So what you're looking at here while I do these close-ups is actually a handle length of 4.9 inches, okay, or 12.4 centimeters. And look how gorgeous this Blackwash titanium is. I absolutely love it. You got kind of a flat surface here, and then you got these kind of concave parts here that are milled out, and really this handle is gorgeous. It actually is milled all the way around the handle for to make it more comfortable, and it really is nice in the hand. I love this big cutout here for the finger, and then the rest of the knife, they kind of put this here so your fingers rest gently up on the knife. And look at how gorgeous this Blackwash is. Just a fantastic job. Flip it around and show you this side. So close length, like I said, 4.9 inches. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the handle while we're going over the specifications. You have here a nice star type pivot, which I really like. I've already taken the knife apart since I got it today. Very simple to take apart. When you turn this one will turn, but this knife actually, if you hold it tight, you can actually loosen this up without the whole thing turning. Other models like the 801 that have these double-sided Torx bit, you know, you have to use two different Torx screwdrivers, hold one side and turn it with the other one. This one actually is really nice, and I've been flipping it for about, you know, 3-4 hours since I've got it, and it hasn't came loose whatsoever yet. So I really love this pivot. It's really nice. I love how they did the kind of satin to kind of set off the black wash a little bit here. And then if you look at all these ridges in the black wash, they are kind of that satin color. You can see that silver coming through, and I think it just makes it look gorgeous. I've never been much of a guy for black knives. I think that the coatings, no matter how good they are, tend to wear off and make the light knife look horrible. I don't like them, but the black wash has really started to grow on me, especially since this isn't going to wear off, and if it does, it already's got the worn look, so it's just actually going to show normal wear like a normal knife would. So same pivot on the backside. I love this star shape. Reminds me of the old KMC rims. All you lowrider guys from back in the day would know what I'm talking about. The 5-star rims on the lowrider. So I just really like it. Pocket clip, decent. It works and functions great. I really wish there was a deep carry pocket clip on this knife. Quite a bit of the knife, as you can see, it narrows out like right about here, so quite a bit of the knife is going to hang out of your pocket, but which is fine. You know, like I said, I don't mind hiding my knife. I like it to sit deeper for safety of not losing the knife. But this pocket clip will work for now. I know there's some aftermarket pocket clips that are being made already for knives like this, so I'll probably end up getting me a nice deep carry, maybe a blue one just to kind of set it off here, you know. But you got one standoff here as the main back connection here, and then you have the pivot, and that's really everything that's holding this knife together. But it is so solid, it works perfectly. Okay, while we're looking at the handle, I'll go ahead and show you the flipper tab. This was definitely made for a light switch. It's got some very aggressive jimping. Not too aggressive, but I got to tell you, the detent on this knife that I received, I don't know if they're all like this, is very strong. And I really love that in other knives, but with the aggressive nature of this jimping, I got to tell you, it's really starting to wear my finger out. I don't know if you can see that, but the detent's so strong, and I know it'll loosen up a little. I did take it apart, oil it, and get it all nice and ready. Usually I like to run my knives dry for a couple of weeks and then oil them, but this one really needed it. As I'll show you in the action, it's not a free fall, but it does fall with a couple shakes, the blade, which I like as well. I don't like free fall to the point to where they're going to guillotine your fingers off. So yeah, so you have one you know, back spacer here that connects the knife, and then the pivot. There is no lanyard hole on this knife, which is fine. It's not really needed. It may be once I get the deep carry pocket clip, but I just, it's not necessary, so it's fine. You get a nice purchase to grab this knife out. So there's the pocket clip, standard ZT pocket clip. Got your relief cut out here. They've left the milling lines in there, which I love. Kind of just adds a little difference into the machining of the whole handle, so I love that. You see your screw here, and that is for your insert that you have in there, your stainless steel insert, and we'll get to that when we open the knife. In fact, a couple more close-up shots of this handle, and then we'll get this bad boy open. Let's go ahead and look at the centering while we're here too. Dead on. You could say it's off to the right a little. My camera's kind of a little awkward, but if you look at it lined up with that standoff there, it's pretty much dead on. So I love that, and it's dead on all the way up through here. So really nice job here. I love the way they made this flush, the blade flush with the handle scales, and I love all the milling around the handle to give it comfort. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy open. Okay, look at that. Now this to me is the star of the whole show right here. This blade. Now this is an in-house design. The 0095 Blackwash is an in-house design. This was not a collaboration with anybody. You know, you can automatically look at this if you know Kershaw and ZT and say, hey, that's part of the launch series. You're right. This blade does share a lot of similarities with the Kershaw launch. I believe 1 it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I love how high this comes up, almost like a hinder slicer grind, so to say. It's got this very aggressive swedge here, and it's still thick enough at the point, and this knife came razor sharp, you guys. Let's see if I can get a good close-up on this edge. Look at that. I mean, it is razor sharp, and it's pretty consistent all the way down through on this blade. Pretty consistent all the way down, and you are going to see a couple oil marks, and I'll wipe these off because I did just oil the knife, and sometimes I put a little too much and it kind of leaks out a little, but I'll kind of keep it wiped off the best I can. This might end up being a little bit longer of a review because I'm very much in love with this knife, but so you can see that this the blade, the sharpening of this blade is very nice, and it's very equal. Let's see if you can see that tip. See how that comes to just the perfect, like, so they did a good job on this. So you're looking at a blade length of 3.6 inches or 9.8 centimeters. It does have the ZT logo here, which is nice and small up in the corner. Leaves you, you know, to really be able to look at this blade and just appreciate how beautiful it is. On the back, of course, you are going to have all your ZT billboarding that, you know, ZT is starting to get known for and has been known for. So you got the model number there, the 0095B dub, made in the USA, Kai S35VN. That was my next point, was to tell you that this steel is S35VN, which has quickly become my favorite blade steel. I love M390 and so on, but the consistency of the S35VN I've come to notice with sharpening and staying sharp is quickly making this my favorite blade steel. I got a decently low number here in 443. That's not bad considering that they probably made a couple thousand of these or more and will make that much. So not bad, being that I just got this knife and they've been out for a while. So, you know, to have the 443rd one isn't bad to me. Makes it a little more collectible in my eyes. So again, there's this beautiful blade, and let's get a couple good shots of this blade. And the way that the black wash is just, it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm really starting to appreciate the black wash even more so than I did before. So there you go, there's a good look at the blade. And I'll set the knife down and we will talk overall length. That is going to be 8.4 inches or 21.3 centimeters. So perfect EDC size, I gotta tell you. I really can't ask for more as far as size goes. I have these extra large mitts here, and this knife is phenomenal. I actually heard some comments that the knife was cramped, that made other people's hands cramped, and I disagree. In fact, let me back out a little if I can and kind of just give you a in the hand shot. So finger here, and all my other fingers just wrap and fit perfectly. In fact, there's no cramping whatsoever. You can choke up on it and use this harpoon, which I love this blade style, by the way. I think I've been saying that, but I love the harpoon. I love harpoons. Added to this beautiful modified drop point, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So you can see that I can get my whole hand on there. I still have some left over. I would almost consider that like a pommel, the way they did that. Let's look at the reverse grip. Perfect. This slant here just aids in holding this knife perfect. Let me hold it with my left and give you a good idea of what it looks like in my left hand. So you can kind of see how that's being held and how nice this knife really is. Every grip is comfortable. No matter how you hold it, the knife is just absolutely ergonomical and comfortable. There is not one hot spot on this knife that I have found. Even with this pocket clip protruding up a little, there's just no hot spot whatsoever. It's absolutely great. So ergonomics, I give a 10 on this bad boy. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the specifications. It is a right or left hand tip up carry. which is nice for you lefties. Let's see, weight, you're looking at 5.3 ounces, so perfect. A knife this size, 5.3 ounces, is dead on to me as far as I'm concerned. Let's see if we can look inside here. There is no skeleton. I always get stuck on this word. Look back at my other videos. They did not skeletonize these handles one bit. They're solid pieces of titanium, and that's fine. They kept the weight to a reasonable weight. I think 5.3 is perfect. My 0562, which is another one of my favorite ZT knives, is about 5.4, 5.5 ounces. This is a little bit lighter, and it just feels great. The weight that it does have is good in making this feel like a nice, strong, sturdy knife. So I am very, very pleased with the way this knife turned out. So let's see, so it is a drop point with the poon on there, with the harpoon. So that's pretty much it. It does run on the KVT ball bearing system, and as you can see, once you break that detent, it's fairly smooth. I mean, it's very smooth, and I don't want to say fairly. It's still breaking in. Obviously, I just got this knife today. The detent is so powerful that it does start to hurt your finger, but I can already feel it loosening up a touch, and see how it just kind of falls on it. Just a couple of shakes. I mean, you can do it one time. I mean, it's smooth enough to where it'll close fast if you need it, but you know, just by letting it fall like that, it's smooth enough, and it's already breaking in. This knife is breaking in wonderfully. So while we have it out, this zoomed out here, let's look at this action and listen to this action. In fact, let me do a close-up so you can hear the sound of this knife. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is power, and that has to do with that detent. I mean, it is so powerful, and it opens every time. It doesn't, the detent's so strong that you have to put enough pressure to where it's not going to fail opening. You can't half-ass this one. It opens every time. I don't want to try the pinky test and all that, because it is, see, and even with the finger there, bam, so it'll pop open. But it is, the detent is very strong, and again, I love that about a knife. I really do. The jimping is what gets me. It's a little aggressive to have a detent this strong, so I know my finger will kind of callous up to this knife until it starts to loosen up a little bit. But there you go. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It just falls, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So that's pretty much it with the specifications. Oh, it does have the hardened steel lock insert. Let's see if we can see that in there. You can kind of see it. They've been doing a good job about hiding their inserts. You can definitely see it through there if you look right at that metal portion in there. And they've been doing a very good job at hiding their inserts, but you can definitely see it in there. And it also has the over travel mechanism. If we can get a shot of that, I just had it. Anyway, it comes back in this area right here and prevents the over travel, and you might be able to see it through the knife here. Yeah, see it sticking up right there, and then when you pull it down, see that, how it just stops the, you know, it prevents the over travel. So very nice, very, very nice. I love KVT. I'm beginning to fall in love with the KVT ball bearing system. I know there's the IKBS and all that. IKBS really is, I'm not a big fan of, because they're loose. The KVT ball bearing system is a caged bearing, and I love it. I'm yet to try like thrust bearings and all that kind of stuff, but I know the ceramic bearings are really nice. I don't know if KVT does a ceramic. I'm sure they do, and maybe some of their in-house customs that they do, but these are just fine. They are awesome. Like I said, the detent is awesome. Let's do a good detent shot here. Okay, and we're about to get close to that. Bam, sucks it right in. So it's just a wonderful knife, you guys. I know a lot of people have done videos on these already. I've probably repeated myself as to what everybody else has said, but I've got to tell you, this knife is phenomenal. There's no side to side, no up and down. It locks up solid as can be, and it's just a great knife. I'm happy to have it in my collection, and I could not wait for this to come in. I am so happy that this knife came in, and you know, I have something to play with. You know, I play with all my knives, but like, I mean, just from this video, it hasn't became loose whatsoever, but it's already starting to smoothen up just that fast. So I urge you guys, get out and get you the ZT0095. I know you won't be disappointed. It's a gorgeous knife. Let's do one more close-up, and then real quick, I know we're already 20 minutes in, but let me throw you a couple of comparisons for size. So there you go. Get to see this knife up close. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's lay this bad boy down. Kind of zoom back in just a touch, and we'll get you some size comparisons here, okay? So put that there. We'll go ahead and compare it to the ZT0562, which also has a 3.6 inch blade, and you can see that they are pretty much dead on. Handle length, I believe, is 5 inches, I want to say, on this one. Maybe not, but in fact they might be exactly the same. 4.9 thickness. That's something I may not have told you, and you know, I didn't do enough homework to find out what the thickness of this is, but I'm guessing about a 1/2 inch. You can see the 0562 is a touch thicker, which makes this even more thin to carry in your pocket, and it just holds nice. So that was up against the 0562. We'll do it up against the 0630, which is a beast of a knife. You can tell the handle length is a touch longer on the 0630, I believe. But the blade length is, well, you know, the blade length is longer on the 0630. My camera view might be deceiving because I believe the 0630 is a 3.75 inch, so you can kind of see it's a touch longer. So there's a little comparison up to that one. Here's the 0561 with a black scale on it. This is a 3.75 inch blade, so I guess the other one wasn't, the 0630. You can see the big size difference there. Pivot to pivot, the handle's longer, and the blade is definitely longer. And one more that's not a ZT. Let's see, what do I have that I could show you guys? How about the Kaiser Ray Laconico Intrepid? This will be a good little size comparison. Obviously you're getting much more handle here, but blade size is dead on the exact same. So there you go, guys. A little size comparison for you. About 23 minutes in. I knew it was going to be a long video because I love this knife. I hope you guys are able to sit through this whole video. If you are getting to this part, then you have already, and I appreciate it. I would please ask for a like and a subscribe. I'm only trying to get better. My lighting's getting better, and my camera has definitely got better. So I really urge you to get out, get the 0095 Blackwash. Until next time, YouTube, stay sharp. Eddie Bones 13 out.